जा रहा हूँ, एक इवेंट है एम्बेसी का, कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वुमेन्स इन ओमान। मियाँ साहब तुसी किधर रास्ता भुले हो, आ जाओ। हाइनेस आ गई।
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me. I'm honored. You feel like home, yes. All the community.
गेस्ट आ गए काफ़ी, लेडीज़ और हज़ार ऊपर बैठे हुए।
सर ये काशिफ भाई के ब्रॉड के लिए रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं, इवेंट के मतलब आज जो हुआ है उसके मतलब कुछ बताएं।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, क्या हाल चाल है? ठीक ठाक हैं सब, उम्मीद करता हूँ। सुबह के 8 बजे और मैं जा रहा हूँ, एक इवेंट है एम्बेसी का, कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वुमेन्स इन ओमान। औरतों का कितना हिस्सा है ओमान की डेवलपमेंट में तक, उसके लिए एम्बेसडर साहब ने एक इवेंट फर्स्ट टाइम ओमान की हिस्ट्री में तरतीब दी है। ये एनबीए के बाहर आ गए, अंदर जा रहे हैं। मियाँ साहब तुसी किधर रास्ता भुले हो, आ जाओ।
बहुत ठीक ठाक हो, जबरदस्त।
हाइनेस आ गई, सब रिसीव कर रहे हैं।
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me. I'm honored. You feel like home, yes. All the community.
और रिफ्रेशमेंट की मेरी ड्यूटी है, ये देखें हम बुफे लगा रहे हैं। टीम आई है हमारी, सेटअप हो रहा है, बच्चे तैयारी कर रहे हैं पाकिस्तान स्कूल के। इधर अफसरान भी आ गए, गेस्ट आ गए काफ़ी, लेडीज़ और हज़ार ऊपर बैठे हुए। बस थोड़ी देर में इवेंट शुरू हो जाएगा। मेन स्क्रीन इधर लगी है।
I request the august audience to please rise for two national anthems of Oman and Pakistan.
Good morning. It's so lovely to see you all here. Your Highness, your coming here is so much encouragement to all these Pakistani, Omani, Indian and South Asian ladies who are sitting at the back, because what you've done is you have straddled volunteerism, social welfare, development and speaking. It's very important to project views. So your coming here raises the bar of our event. Thank you very much for coming.
Besides being a businesswoman, I'm also volunteering in a lot of volunteer work in Oman. I basically started my volunteer work also 8 years ago. I started supporting Omani businesswomen and Omani businessmen. I used to go to their opening ceremonies and talk about their businesses and support them by my attendance. And 3 years ago, my mom passed away, and I decided to do more challenging charity work and dedicate this work to my mom. That's why I volunteered to be the chairman for the Association of the Welfare of the Handicapped Children in Oman. We have 11 centers in Oman. I have 450 kids with different disabilities. We teach them the basic math, Arabic and Islamic studies. And we basically teach them how to depend on themselves, how to use the toilets, how to feed themselves, how to walk, a lot of stuff that we do for them. And also we coach parents how to take care of their kids with disabilities. And this work have really gave me joy in my life, and I'm so proud to be volunteering in such a beautiful cause, and I consider this the gift from me to my country, Oman.
If I were to go on about Pakistani women today, I would not be able to end. It's not known that Pakistani society after the 2000s, women have seen so much development that it's difficult for me to even encompass it. There's so many ladies here. It's probably missing the important ones. The Prime Minister who embraced Shahadat, Benazir Bhutto, she probably sits being a fighter pilot. Pakistan now has female fighter pilots as well. So that bar has also been crossed. Yes. Next please. And there have been shahadats. There have been shahadats by women fighter pilots in the Pakistan Air Force. Next. And one of my batchmates was a brig, but there are generals also in the Pakistan Army Medical Corps now. In fact, the Surgeon General of Pakistan is a lady now. Next. So it was thought that they only did teaching and technical things. No, they are now commanding, they're running operations, they're doing everything. So it's a matter of great pride for us that this is happening now. Next. And next please. The civil service. I was the director of the academy, as you'll find out later. In the past 10 years, it started with 20%, 30% of the civil servants, 40%, and now the current batches are nearing 50% of the civil servants are females. So imagine in our country, what effect would it have? I don't think even in the US or Britain or any other countries the ratio has risen to 50%. Certainly not in our neighboring countries. Next. They swim. There are Pakistani swimmers in Olympics. The Pakistani cricket team, it recently beat New Zealand for the first time 3-0. So it's right at the top as well. Next please. Our hockey team, sometimes it does better than the boys actually. Next. And there's so much to say. These are only some of the Pakistan anchors and intellectuals. If I were to spend time with all of them, time would finish. Next please. The world's first Muslim female cartoonist is a Pakistani. Next. Nigar Nazar. Again anchors. Next. Singers. There's so many female singers. On one end is Abda Parveen, on the other end is the pop sensation Nazia Hassan, who's no longer in the world today, but if I could play their songs, you would be enthralled today. Next. Pakistan's finest foreign minister is a woman, and she's young, and she is Hina Rabbani Kar, and when I say as an ambassador that she's Pakistan's finest foreign minister to date, there'll be some flutters, but she is. Next. Then, the contrarian view. This is Aisha Siddiqa. Pakistan made a mistake by ignoring contrarian views. But they must be invited, you must talk to them. So Aisha Siddiqa is somebody who criticizes our state. But when she came into the hall and she confronted civil servants, the civil servants, next slide, asked so many questions that the narrative was shaken. She stood by it, but it was a very healthy interaction. So Pakistan must learn also now that it should encourage contrarian views. Next please, I said next. So these were the questions asked, the civil servants interacted with the next please. Pakistan's finest historian is a woman, Aisha Jalal. Imagine when she was young till she was old, she has fought the battle for Pakistan's history. Next. And it was an honor to invite her. In Pakistan, till a few years ago, you could not invite and talk to people who had a different point of view from the history books that we had. Next. Two of the most important books on Pakistan's history which tell you why Pakistan came into being. I have to confess here today that we still do not read them. We still do not read them. Because reading books, as your Highness would know, is no longer a fashion with the young generation, neither with the old one. They don't read books. Till you don't read books, how will you know, how will you identify your own identity? Two books which you must read. It's my job to ask you to. If you don't, it's your free choice. Next. I leave you today with who I think is Pakistan's greatest symbol of Pakistan's conscience. She is no longer in this world today. Her name is Asma Jahangir. And I had the great honor of hosting her a few days before her death. Just a few days. From the 1970s, from the famous case that defended democracy, which was Asma Jilani at that time, she was not married, versus the Federation of Pakistan. Till her death, she fought for Pakistan's women, Pakistan's rights, Pakistan's children, Pakistan's minorities. She was a fighter. And sometimes you portray an image. 20 years ago, she had been asked out of the Civil Services Academy because she said some things about the Hudud ordinance which are not right. When I had her back, she was so happy that the state of Pakistan had changed and brought the same icon back into the same walls, into the same library, into the same hall to speak, from where she had to go out 20 years ago. So it's one of the lasting memories of my life, and it's about her. Next, please. And you see the smile on her face. This is 3 days before she passed away. And the students who had been fed tales about her.
And the Director General Sahib also reminded me I was here 20 years ago. And my topic was human rights and women's rights. But when I began to talk about the Hudud ordinance, I was given a chit by the Director General. Not this one. He was where you were at that time. And so I was told not to say anything further on this topic, and I decided that if I couldn't say anything further, I wouldn't want to speak. And this was a serious embargo on my freedom of speech. And if that people invited me, they should expect me to say what I have to say. Very happy to come today. The first thing I was told was, there are no red lines, I can say what I want to. And that just goes to show how far we have come. From 20 years to now. And it is no thanks to any political party, no thanks to any political leader, but it is the struggle of the people of this country by themselves. I also see that now, of course, you look very young. 20 years ago, I thought that people sitting there, myself, we were about not so much difference of age between us. But now I feel as though I'm talking to my grandchildren. And what is even better is that I see a lot of women today, and I'm sure that there will be more and more who will come into the bureaucracy to make it truly diverse. I myself come from a family of bureaucrats. All my mother's brothers and cousins and everybody was a bureaucrat. I have very fond memories of them, but I also recall that when my father was taken to jail, which was many times during his lifetime, our relatives stopped visiting us because their telephone numbers
or calling us would be tapped and their car numbers would be noted. So, but when
Madam Shehnaz Basti, gynecologist and personal sexual volunteer.
Dr. Shehnaz has served the Pakistani community for 30 years, and they're in incubators or if they're in difficult situations, you give life to us. Thank you so much. And preterm babies and most of you all went through that. It serves all communities, is a celebrated doctor.
Dr. Farah Fahim.
Assalamualaikum, Dr. Sahib. How are you? She's a life coach, Your Highness. She's a life coach. She coaches people. She teaches them how to live life. Thank you, ma'am. So good to see you. Toddlers, couples, medicine, everything. Thank you so much for coming here today.
Dr. Fatma Feroz, physician and a pediatrician.
Again, somebody who brings young children to health and life. She's a pediatrician. Doesn't look like it's been 10 minutes. Thank you.
I am reaching for the stars, no matter how far. I know someday I'll make it through. I reach for the stars, I'll find a way, no matter what it takes. I know someday my dreams come true. I reach for the stars.
Who's an artist, who's a painter. And would you like to say a few words? Please go to the mic, and if you want to say a few words, please.
Her paintings, which are being exhibited all around the world.
Her Highness, His Excellency, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let art into your life and your life become your art. Thank you for this honor. I am deeply humbled and honored. Thank you very much.
Ticket team, please come up. Please come up. You can go to that side and just relax. Yes. Stay here, stay here. Stay here. The cricket team may please come in. Come up. Sit down. You are the champions of the Oman Women's League last year. Hold your head high. And I want to tell the audience, we do not raise our female children to the heights they deserve. I came to know by chance that they were the Oman national champions of last year. Well done, girls.
Fighting the enemy, let's take this one.
Nara Takbir! Allahu Akbar! It's the one!
Thank you very much.
To Cyprus to study engineering, medicine now. She's raised them on her own. You are an inspiration for us, man. Thank you. Indian volunteers of the great school system that is the Pakistan school.
now please request the...
It's such a celebrated, right? You both are the power couple, as they say.
Always second to His Excellency.
Your Honor, this doesn't do justice to what you do and for what you did today for all these girls. Thank you so much. You yourself are an
Thank you so much, the Embassy of Pakistan, for having me and doing this beautiful initiative. I'm so proud and honored to be among those talented women from all over the world. And I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Well, proctors. Okay. So thank you. With this, we come to the end of the function, and salute to the Pakistani and other women who were celebrating.
इवेंट इख्तिताम को पहुंच गया मियां साहब, मज़ा है। अतीक साहब बहुत अच्छा इवेंट था माशाल्लाह।
आपके आने का बहुत शुक्रिया, मियां साहब के आने का बहुत
मियां
शुक्रिया।
साहब को आने का
सबसे अच्छी बात यह है कि वक्त पे आए हैं और आप चाय पहले हो चुकी है लेकिन हम बाद में मियां साहब
दोबारा चाय पिलाते हैं। आज ही नीचे आपको रिफ्रेशमेंट और चाय पिलाते हैं।
सर ये काशिफ भाई की ब्रॉड के लिए रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं, इवेंट के मतलब आज जो हुआ है उसके मतलब कुछ बताएं।
मुझे सर मुनीर से मोहब्बत है।